When a narcissist discards you, it may seem like they're in control and unbothered, but the truth is they often become deeply troubled and anxious afterward, despite appearing indifferent. Internally, they begin to worry about losing control and the collapse of their carefully crafted illusion, their false self. This anxiety stems from the shift that occurred before the discard. When the narcissist began devaluing you, treating you with less admiration, manipulating or belittling you, you started to pull away. You stopped feeding them the validation, admiration, and emotional attention they depended on to maintain their sense of self-worth. You stopped believing their lies, saw through the mask, and began to see them for who they truly are. This awakening on your part deeply unsettles them. Without your consistent emotional support, often referred to as narcissistic supply, they found themselves unable to maintain their false self-image. So, they sought a replacement. They began grooming someone new, someone they could train to meet their emotional needs and prop up their ego. But this switch wasn't because the new person is better. It's out of desperation. They needed someone, anyone, to serve that function because being without supply means facing their true selves, which is unbearable for them. As you stepped away, they began to feel rejected. That rejection doesn't just sting their pride. It strikes at the core of their fragile self-image. Without someone to constantly affirm their worth, they start to feel empty, insignificant, and worthless. This internal collapse can be so intense that it leads them to destructive behaviors, like addiction or even suicidal thoughts. They're not equipped to cope with these feelings, so they do whatever it takes to suppress them, often by immediately replacing the lost supply. Even if they come to realize you were the better partner, the more stable and genuine source of love, it's already too late. Returning would mean facing the possibility of rejection again, and more importantly, it would mean exposing the reality that their false self isn't sustainable. That's too much of a risk for them. They would rather stay with a new source they don't truly care about than admit fault or vulnerability. But deep down, they worry. They know the new relationship won't last, that it lacks the depth and connection they once had with you. They're aware that you'll never look at them the same way again. You've seen the truth. They've lost control, and with it, the power they once held over you. Now, they must live with the consequences of their choices. They chose to devalue and discard someone who genuinely cared, and now they must accept the loneliness, the false connections, and the gnawing fear of being exposed. They built this reality for themselves, and they have no choice but to live in it. But you do have a choice. You can move on. You can give yourself the love and respect they never could. You can leave them behind, where they chose to be, and focus on healing, growing, and becoming whole again. The power is no longer theirs. It's yours.